I just got a 3D printer, and I think this might change my life. This is the Bambu Lab A1 combo with AMS Lite. I waited to get it on sale because I didn't want to break the bank for something I may not even like doing. At the same time, I didn't want to get something that was just going to print slop. So the A1 seemed like the right happy medium for what I was looking for. So why did I get a 3D printer? Well, firstly, I'm into embedded, so ESP32s, and it would be pretty fun to make an enclosure for my little inventions or whatever you want to call them. Also, custom solutions around the house. I have a home lab and I don't have a mini rack for it or anything, so maybe I can print something to house my mess over here. I also have like a battery charging area for all my cameras and drones and all that other stuff that could make use of some kind of custom solution. So my first few prints were kind of the necessary ones. Just got to get them out of the way. The printer came with Allen wrenches that I'm going to be using often to do maintenance, and they're kind of long and a little flimsy, but they're kind of thin and they might hurt when you're twisting. So I found a solution or a print to put a handle. And this is kind of fun because it pauses twice to put them in during the print, and then when it's done printing, they're completely in there. You can't take them out. And the printer came with a scraper, but it's just a scraper by itself. Not going to be very easy to scrape off the print bed with that. It's like a razor. So I was thinking that Bambu Lab is like, you know what? You're buying a 3D printer. Why don't you figure out how to put this scraper inside of a handle? Kind of base, by the way. 3D printing does take a little bit of time. It's not just like printing off a piece of paper. This waste basket that collects these little poops that fly everywhere every time your filament changes or just starting to print, it took about an hour. And the scraper handle, that also took over an hour. The little handles for this took, I think it was like 20 minutes. It was pretty quick, but 20 minutes for little pieces like that still takes some time. But it's really amazing feeling to print something and then come back later and the object is there. It's kind of neat. Now, I'm not sure how toxic this stuff is, but as soon as the PLA hit my nose, I realized I need some ventilation. So I opened up my windows. Unfortunately, I'm in New England and it's winter at the time of this recording, so it's still stupid cold outside. Fortunately, now we're in the 30s, just about 10 more degrees. I can start riding my motorcycle again. Oh, I can't wait. Maybe I'll just wait to print in the middle of the day or kind of wait for spring and summer to do a lot more printing. Right now, it's just kind of cold. Now, so far, I haven't had any issues with my few prints that I've done. The scraper kind of had this effect on it, but looking at the images from where I got it, from Maker World, I think it looks like it's supposed to kind of look like that. So, no biggie. Now, speaking of resolution, for the A1 at least, I can purchase different nozzles. It goes from 0.2 millimeters all the way to 0.8. So 0.2 millimeters is going to be for things like finer details, and 0.8 is going to be for less details. So 0.2 is going to print much slower than a 0.8. But the trade-offs are the resolution and the fine details you may or may not need. And there's already a ton of stuff out there on the internet that you can just download and then print. It's kind of amazing because 3D printers have been around a while, and I'm just getting into it. It's awesome so far. And obviously, you can design your own prints. Every once in a while, I just get a wild hair and I want to learn Blender. So throughout the years, I've accumulated some skill with Blender. I still would have a long ways to go. But you can actually use Blender, but with Blender, you're going to have to change the settings because I think the default scale is like when you make the default cube, it's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. The printer, my printer at least, is too small for that. So I have to adjust the scale to make it smaller so it makes sense to print on my A1. Now, I'm not sure if Blender is the best solution for 3D printing to design and print stuff, but it's open source and free, which is amazing. So I just went and searched the web real quick and I found this one called Tinker, which is, I think, designed for kids. Nothing wrong with that. But it's Autodesk. So their pipeline is going to put you to their tools, which is, I think for this Autodesk, there's a CAD software, which is $85 a month. No thanks. This is just a hobby. I'm not looking to do CAD. But I found FreeCAD, which is also open source and free. So I'm probably going to look into that, but for now, I'm just going to stick with Blender because they're both free and open source, which is awesome. This is opening up a whole new world for me that people have been doing for years now. I just think printers at the 3D printers are at the stage where they're actually pretty good. So if you're actually kind of on the fence of getting one, I think you probably should go for it, just within reason of your budget. Don't blow all your money. Don't go bankrupt just to buy a 3D printer. Wait for something's on sale, something that's just right, that works for you. Keep in mind, filament isn't super cheap. I think for basic PLA, I'm looking about $25 a spool. I haven't gone through it yet because I just started printing, but I think that's still going to be cheaper than going to Amazon and trying to find something for your needs. 3D printing opens up a world of custom solutions for things that you want and need around your house or whatever you're doing. I think that is worth its weight of the printer itself. I'm looking forward to all the possibilities this thing is about to open up for me. But anyways, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment to defeat that algo monster.